Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day. Today is a makeup for day 294 of 365 days, asking the question, how do I love myself today? And it's so interesting because I was sitting after my energy medicine class going, oh, I need to do my Facebook Live. Didn't do it. I'm human. Hey, Cecile. Yep, I'm human. I missed a day. So this is the makeup. I'll do the one for today later on. Yeah, yesterday was the first day in literally years that I actually was in my home alone, and it was really odd. I hadn't felt that before, and I used to be alone a lot, and I was totally okay with it. And I've been wanting a lot of alone time. I've been, looking to be alone. And yet, when presented with it, it was like, ooh, I don't know if I like this. It's just so interesting. Hey, Giacomo. I'm so glad my friend told me how to pronounce your name properly. I always was feeling so inept. So, yeah, I missed a day, so I'm doing a makeup. And how do I feel? Well, I'm laughing about it. Instead of beating myself up, I might beat myself up later. But, yeah, I'm human. So I made 293 days in a row without missing a day. That's quite an accomplishment, actually. Still, here I am. I will continue through the rest of the year. I'm not going to just stop because I missed a day. Yeah, so yesterday I was actually doing, here, I'll just switch it. Switch the camera. Yesterday I was inspired by this little patch of randomness, this, I can't even say it. Well, jade plants, the money plant, with a geranium. And so my sister had to move a bunch of things because her condo was being tented. So she had all this money plant, all this jade plant all around, and a lot of it got broken off in the move. So I took a whole bunch of the starts and put them along this border, and then moved another one of the geraniums. Yes, I know, Mom, it's not red. The other one's random. This is random. It's bigger. It fills in this little hole in this bush quite nicely. And I think we probably will still do some more things here. But this plant, these amazing aloe vera, and then another jade plant. A little thin and a little sunburned, but they will recover and come back. So this was all inspired by creating this little succulent garden from pieces from a walk. And it all started with this one right here. A piece of this plant broke off when I was watering. I was house sitting for a friend a few years back, and a piece of this plant broke off, and I went, oh my gosh. And so I put it in water, and it rooted, and then I brought it home, and I stuck it in the ground, and it's grown into this lovely plant. And so since I've been like walking around the neighborhood, and little pieces of succulents would fall off, and so I would add them to my garden. So this one's new from my sister's deck, and these two, and this one, and then this plant is new. And these were just randomly laying around, and so I put them together, and I haven't cleaned out the aloe vera. Those are quite prickly. They actually, it is a cactus. And of course the juice heals up the scratches quite quickly. And I've got a couple of other pieces starting here in this pot, which has this plant sitting in it. And I went to pull that plant out, and it's rooted into the pot below it. So I thought, well, I'll just leave it. And she had this lovely little copper thing. You know how you find, I have more things to plant here. That's how they start, just pieces of plant. And you stick them in the ground, and then they grow. And so these are going to grow well because we have a water source right there, and then another potted one. So we'll see how these guys do with kind of a wall along the wall. But this is one of those teeny little roses, and I know I need to prune back the dead ones, but I'll get the proper tool to do that. One of those teeny little bitty roses that you buy in the grocery store, and I decided to plant one instead of just throwing them away. And this bud's coming out nicely, but it's no longer just teeny. I mean, they're fairly nice size roses now, and it's doing really well in this sunny spot. And the things that, I mean, there's still some things to be done in here, cleaned out and maybe added. And this avocado plant, it's really interesting. Maybe someone knows what is causing this browning of the leaves. It's like they'll come out like this gorgeous, and then they brown and shrivel, and it's become more of a bush than a tree because I didn't cut these off when they came up because they look so well. And then a friend was moving, and she dug up some lemongrass from her yard, and it's basically taken over this pot. It's massive, but very light. And it's very lemony. So that's kind of the project that I've been working on. I've got my work cut out for me in some spots. I want to get more of this lovely rock, little pebbles to put in between the plants and over here, and we'll probably plant some more things in here. This soil is actually quite lovely. It's that's where the geranium came from. It is back over here. So this is my makeup live for day 294. So this is how I was loving myself yesterday. I was getting my hands in the dirt, and I still have a whole pot of starts to. I've got another spot that I'm thinking about turning over. What the plant that's doing there is not doing quite so well. But these just got thrown in here. They were just like broken off somewhere, somehow, and they've been in there for a couple of years, and they just took off. I didn't even put them in the ground. They just were laying on the ground, and this is also a volunteer. So it ended up making I hope that the rest of this fills in like it is here and provides that little pop of color in the two corners of it, and then filled in nicely underneath this bush here. So that was how I was loving myself yesterday, and thank you for joining me for this Facebook Live. And so ask yourself, how do I love myself today? And give yourself a hug and a smile. Yeah, you can do that. You can at least hug yourself. And I'll catch you later today for day 295 of 365 days, asking the question, how do I love myself today? Take care and have an amazing love-filled day. And let's just bring more love to the world. One person at a time. Just go love yourself.